Here we have a new 2024 Hyundai Tucson hybrid. Now this one comes in the blue trim level with all-wheel drive and Serenity White Pearl. We have gray cloth interior. And for the powertrain, we get a 1.6-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder hybrid engine, and that's mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission. So as we come around to the front end here, LED daytime running lights and LED headlamps. Still a nice, pretty look for the Tucson. I believe we're gonna get a slight refresh for the 25 model year. Coming around the wheels here, these are gonna be 17-inch alloy. And for this to be a hybrid, I really like the design. And we get passive keyless entry on the front, one-touch automatic up and down windows for the front, regular power windows for the back, rear window lock there, power door lock controls, power mirrors. Hood releases there. You get a manual tilt, telescoping steering wheel. And then here's our power driver's seat with two-way power lumbar support. And I'm glad we get that even on this blue trim level, just because that power makes a big difference. Before we check out the rear leg room, as I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, I want to give a big thank you to Hyundai of Cool Springs for allowing me to review this Tucson hybrid today. I'll leave a link below in the description for this dealership, but if you're looking for a vehicle closer to your area, make sure you click the link below, fill out your information, and we can get the dealers in your area fighting to give you that best price. But this one stickers at $35,105. And then we have city and highway fuel economy at 38 miles per gallon, so pretty good fuel economy. And I can't wait to drive this because I kind of gave it a little taste on the way over here, but it's just, I love this setup here, having the electric motor and then the turbocharged 4-cylinder. I'm gonna go ahead and recline the seat back. So that's my leg room sitting behind myself, and not bad. Seat back pockets are on both sides. We get two USB-A charge ports, rear AC vents there. There's a view of the beautiful front there. And then this middle seat folds down. Bottle holders can go in there. And we do have a grab handle and then a nice hook if we want to hang a shirt or something like that. But we're gonna make our way towards the back of the vehicle. Fuel cap there. And then as we come around to the back end, still a nice sophisticated looking rear end there. Look underneath the vehicle, there's the exhaust. And I didn't like the back end when it first came out, but it's definitely grown on me. And I love that in the blue trim we get the power lift gate as well. And behind the second row, tons of space really. And then top tethers are there for the car seats, and we can fold either side down by pulling that lever. Then there's a 12 volt here. And then tire inflator kit, and then we have the cargo shade as well, which we can kind of just slide in there and use. Now as we come around to the rear passenger side, for this seat, push that down and fold it flat. It'll kind of lock in, and then to release it, just pull the lever down here, and then we can put it back into place. And then again, you can recline that back if you want to. And we do have rear side airbags here, which I always appreciate. And then lower latch anchors are right there. Now up here we have our manual front passenger seat. And then we do get these on both sides, these little side pockets. Glove compartment there. And then as we come back around to the front, just gonna take a quick look in the engine bay. And there's that 1.6-liter Smart Stream 4-cylinder. And it's an interesting powertrain that I really like, because you have the torque from the electric motors, you also have the torque from the turbocharged 4-cylinder, but it's meant to be efficient, so you can kind of, depending on what mood you're in, can affect your driving style. But vinyl wrap steering wheel here. There's the horn. Now here to the navigation, I believe this is a 10.25-inch screen. There are the hazards there. Cut the fan speed down a little bit. Now, home page is here, navigation menu. I love this hybrid view because it shows you energy flow, the electric motor used, the fuel economy on average. And then we do have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto wired along with our AM, FM, and XM radio, so we can go between those there. And then volume right in there. You have a few shortcuts here, which are nice. That favorites button there. And that's kind of our view there. There's that kind of quiet page, if you will. Now for the backup camera, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel, and if you listen closely, you can kind of hear that backup noise you get because this is a hybrid. I had a, what was it, a 2021 Sorento hybrid, had the exact same chime, and it was actually pretty loud. But down here, dual zone automatic climate controls. We can set the auto there, cut the whole system off there, adjust fan speed, fan direction. And then down here we have a USB-A 12 volt, another USB-A. Now that USB can be used to run that wired CarPlay Android Auto. And then this is just kind of a rest station if you have something on the charger. And then the one that has the wireless charging pad, that's right there where this phone is here. 3-stage heated front seats. You get that parking camera, you can pull that up, downhill brake control. And then we have our center differential lock as well as our drive modes we can adjust there. And we do get 4 drive modes here, include Eco, Sport, Smart, and then Snow. So I'm gonna have it set to Eco for now. And then we have the push button shifter for the 6-speed, so park, reverse, neutral, drive. And then we have an electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down and disengage, automatic brake hold there. Center console, cubby space, pretty deep pocket there actually. There's a look at the back seat from up here. And over here, lights there. And we actually have rear seatbelt indicators, which I like having those. And vanity mirror. Now, I'm surprised that we just have the regular halogens here instead of the LEDs, because in the 48 grand calligraphy Santa Fe I just drove, we had those, but it was interesting. Blinkers, high beams. And then we do have intermittent wipers here. So one time off, intermittent low, high. We can adjust the intermittent frequency here, rear wiper there, push back for that rear wiper fluid, pull up for the front. And then we have the paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. Hit this mode button to go through the audio sources, voice recognition, volume, mute, track list, radio station presets, Bluetooth, steering wheel favorites button. I can show you how you customize those. So you have the custom steering wheel buttons here. You have the mode button, so you can toggle your audio sources, what pulls up, and then you have the custom navigation button as well. So that's right there. And then we do get smart cruise, so we can turn that on or off there, set the speed. Gap adjust for that is there. Lane centering is here, excuse me. And then we can go through our sub menus for the gauge cluster, that digital part there, and then go through each menu when applicable here. So I really like this because you can see tire pressure sensors, wheel output, engine temperature, and then you also have the energy flow and the speedometer. So I really like how this particular gauge cluster is set up here. And here is your actual battery levels. I'm so glad we get that. So that's showing how much the actual battery on board is in terms of the charge there, and then that's our fuel tank there. So it's pretty easy to keep that full, just depending on how you drive. But then you also have the EV mode. So right now it's an EV mode because I'm just using the AC and the radio, so all of that's running off of that battery there. Push button starts here, and then the key fob with remote start is here. So starting the test drive in this Tucson hybrid, I like that we get a traditional transmission as opposed to a CVT. It just makes it more engaging to drive. And it's just neat that we get the traditional hybrid as opposed to like a plug-in that kind of just serves as a hybrid once the battery's depleted. Because I can actually see we have a bit of charge here, and this just kind of goes to help power the 1.6 as opposed to just being a backup power plant. And it just makes it more engaging, but I guess more practical in the sense of you don't have to worry about keeping the battery charged up. And then if you're not running the battery, it's less efficient than it would be if you had juice, because you can pretty much keep this charged up just based on the regenerative braking, because the regenerative braking system here is very good. It replenishes the battery relatively quickly, even though it is a smaller battery pack. But that also, it kind of plays on how you drive. So if I were to drive in sport mode, this battery would probably be a lot more depleted than it is now. But in eco and normal, it does a pretty good job at just keeping the battery level. But it is also strange because in the EV mode, it's just weird having a 6-speed automatic, I guess. Because as soon as it shifts, it pretty much shuts the EV mode off. But I mean, still you're getting 38 city, 38 highway. And if it's like my Sorento hybrid, if you get more level terrain and like 55, 60 mile per hour roads, you'll probably do better than 38 miles per gallon. So I'm gonna come out of this corner and try and nail it. All right, here we go. Wow, very quick. I'm gonna try and give it another pull here. These paddle shifters are very fun. Yeah, it's nuts how quick this is. This is a 1.6 turbo 4, and we have the torque from the electric motors helping, but I mean, wow, that was very quick. And it's interesting because I literally had to look down at this pedometer. I'm thinking, am I really going that fast? So we have the smart cruise now. So we have the lane centering as well as the adaptive cruise control, keeping that safe distance between ourselves and the vehicle in front of us. But yeah, the sport mode really does it for me. It's pretty remarkable, honestly. And having the all-wheel drive system and all of that, I mean, I get why this is the price point it is, because it's such a practical vehicle. It's practical and capable at the same time. So I love that. Having the all-wheel drive system and the 1.6 turbo 4 pair with the electric powertrain is just fantastic. I want to give one more big thank you to Hyundai of Cool Springs for allowing me to review this Tucson hybrid today. I'll leave a link below in the description. And if you're outside of that area and you're looking for the best price Tucson hybrid in your area, definitely make sure you check out the link below. Fill out your information and I'll go ahead and make sure that dealers in your area are fighting to give you that best price on one of these. But just a very impressive small SUV here. Very fun to drive, also very efficient. So with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2024 Hyundai Tucson Hybrid Blue.